life-changing career, something that can be a life-altering experience you found out in today's wonderful people?
I sure did. You know what? When I made the jump from human resources to television, I thought I was making a huge move, but not nearly as drastic as the career move made by the man you're about to meet. Stop. And don't touch the remote. If you think this is a profile of yet another pompous opera star, think again. This man is anything but typical. Because before Carl Tanner was belting out arias, he was busting down doors as a bounty hunter. Bad to the bone. What must it be like to be sitting backstage and talking with Placido Domingo?
When Placido read in the Washington Times that I was a bounty hunter, he came to my dressing room one night and he said, "Are you serious?"
Carl always loved music. He even earned a degree from a conservatory in his home state of Virginia. But like many other artists, he wound up doing whatever it took just to make ends meet.
People that go into the arts thinking, you know, this is it's going to be smooth sailing for the rest of their lives. You know, that's
Carl got a job as a trucker. Then he became a bounty hunter. And along the way, he met people like the infamous Mad Dog Chapman, who stars in his own cable show now.
Assume the position on the car.
In that field, you know, if you make it and you're able to stay alive, you're lucky. And he's one of the good guys in the field.
How do you become an opera star from being a bounty hunter?
I mean, literally, I got shot at, and then I chased a guy out the window, and then I thought, you know what, my number's coming, you know. So 2 weeks later, I was driving my truck, and I decided to move to New York to pursue opera.
It took him about 10 years to go from working class to world class. Now he performs on the most celebrated stages, including the Kennedy Center, La Scala, and the Royal Opera House in London. He returns this summer to the Santa Fe Opera, where he first apprenticed.
He's already a world-class singer, but I think he's going to probably become a great star.
Even with the glamour of his new life, he hasn't forgotten his old one. He still enjoys target practice and relies on his old bounty hunter bravado when necessary. Are there ever times now when you're on stage performing with one of these divas or dealing with someone who's high-strung in a performance where you want to go back to your bounty hunter days, kick a head against a wall and throw them in a car?
Actually, not in performance. Not in performance. Some of the rehearsal process that gets tedious. I mean, I've worked with some divas that won't show up for rehearsal. And, you know, I've learned that I just do my job, and then when they come, I make it as difficult as possible on them.
But sometimes even this man, with the fearsome voice, suffers from stage fright.
You know, I get more nervous stepping on stage sometimes than I did when I had to kick somebody's door open.
Carl Tanner certainly has had a remarkable life's journey, but it's a story with one regret.
My mom and dad got to see me sing the Lord's Prayer in church, but they never got to see me sing an opera. So as an homage to my parents, for each major show that I do, if I can, if it's not sold out, I purchase 2 tickets in the audience, and I leave those seats up. I leave those seats up for my mom and dad.
He says it was his mom and dad that taught him to follow his dreams, and now it appears he's on his way to a resounding crescendo.
I know that this was my calling, and I know that when this, as we talked earlier, when this ride stops, I'm grateful for everything that's happened.
How's that for a high note? Carl is going to be at the Santa Fe Opera through the summer and will perform in Tokyo this fall. And in fact, he's one of the busiest opera performers in the world. He is booked until the year 2009.
Oh my gosh, that's an incredible story.
It's great. It's great. It shows how much you can achieve if you're driven and focused and willing to go along on the ride.